Hi, my name is Melissa Seidman from Not Another History Teacher. I want to show you some quick ways that I set up Zoom as a quick precautionary tips of how to make sure you're doing it safely and securely, and some helpful tips. Okay, so as you can see, once you get to Zoom, you're going to click on host a meeting with video on, video off, or screen share only. Screen share only is literally just sharing the screen. You won't be able to see kids, so that's a really safe way to do it. If you want to communicate, two-way communication, use the video on option. With the video on option, you have an option to open Zoom, and then it's going to open external program. And then once you're in Zoom, you will create sessions under my account. And you will then create sessions that you will host. So in meetings, once you create a meeting, you can host a meeting, join a meeting, or schedule a meeting. Once you schedule a meeting, schedule a new meeting. This option's pretty easy. You title it, so you just keep track of what you're doing. Set the date and the time. How long do you want it to be? What standard? Do you want them to have a reoccurring meeting? And that makes it really simple. If you're doing the class time at the same exact time every week, just click reoccurring meeting. It's going to save all your settings automatically. You can have a generate automatically ID. Require password is kind of like an extra security level. If you want to make sure your kids are authentic in that account, you can require a password, type in the password, and they'll have to enter that in. The host video you always want to turn on, which means you're turning on your video. Participant video is if you want your kids to not have video on or have video on, you got to decide, I want video on because I want to have a two-way communication. The audio, I always use both. And then meeting options. I never check enable join before host. What that basically means is kids can enter the room and chat before you even get there, which I don't allow. And then another helpful precautionary tip is I enable waiting room only. And what that means is the kids are going to be prompted to enter the room, and then you need to accept them. And I made really clear instructions to my kids that the only way they will be allowed in that room is if they enter their name, first and last name, to enter that room. I have had multiple visitors try to get into my rooms, and this is one way to deter that because you're only accepting your students in that room. And then as a precautionary feature, I always record the meeting, which is one easy, helpful way to make sure that you have a proof of your meeting. So if something was inappropriate or was talked about with a parent or a student, you have a way to protect yourself. Once you have Zoom set up, once you're in Zoom, you can change all the settings and go into that. And then once you're in your meetings, you can decide to start it, end it, all of those things, whatever ways you protect yourself. But notice, like I have reoccurring meetings set up. I have meetings for tomorrow set up. I have meetings that I plan on doing all here really easily. So that's just one quick helpful tip to make sure your site of Zoom is really locked down. If you have any questions, feel free to tag them in the comments and I'd be happy to answer them. Thanks. Bye.